If you, as a foreigner, wanting to marry a Filipina like me, remember something. I came from a largest family. So think and understand what does it mean to you. So let's find out.
Hi
Hello.
everybody, how you doing? It's true, and you did an amazing intro there, Grace. Well done. So really, that's the point. Is if you do marry a foreign, sorry, if you do marry a Filipino, what do you have to expect?
It's a big question.
You got to expect a big family, eh?
Yeah.
And what do you do with that? How do you deal with that? So there's a couple of areas. I think there's about 5 areas we're going to discuss,
Yeah.
which really brings this to the fore what it means when you, as a foreigner, marry a Filipino. Okay. I think the first one is how close are Filipino families? And I think it's quite well known that Filipino families are close. Okay. And I think we've just got to try and understand the structure because this is what plays a big part in the Filipino family is the structure. And
Yeah.
it's a bit like a pyramid, you know. At the bottom, you've got all the youth, and at the top, you've got the old ones. And it's kind of expected, isn't it?
Yeah.
Who are to look after the elderly ones?
Children?
Hmm. So the ones that are younger in that pyramid need to look after the older ones.
Yeah.
So that's quite important. And in some ways, it might help you as a foreigner, depending on your age, just like it did with me. Because obviously, Grace being the age that she is, her parents are actually younger than me. So when it comes to help, they've got to follow that pyramid, which means ideally they need to help me because I'm the oldest. I'm just putting that out there. I don't think it's going to really play a part. But let's just go on to have a look at what it means to, you know, be part of this extended family. So when you think about your family, who's in your family? When you just think about it, is it your mother, and your father, and your brothers and sisters, siblings, or who do you think of when you think of your family?
Our whole family.
Okay, so who's
My
that?
my mother's sides,
Oh wow.
grandmother, and my father's sides. We got a a big family in my side. The other, the third cousin, first cousin, or whatever call this.
Okay, so who's ever related to you in any form,
Yeah.
that becomes your family. Okay, so they are large, large, and I think probably larger than what we think. Because I know I just kind of look to my cousins almost. I don't kind of look too much further down the line. And what's more important would be my parents and my siblings and my grandparents in the West. But it goes a bit further with yourselves, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You view everybody, but do you view them all as equal, or there's some more special than others?
I think equal.
Equal, hey?
Yeah, equal.
Okay. So we've kind of defined the difference in now what Grace feels is her family, and what I feel is my family. Okay, there's quite a significant difference
Yeah.
then, because that kind of brings up us to the next particular area. Is if you think that way about your family, I mean, how transparent would you be? I mean, would you be sharing all your problems with the whole family?
No.
Okay, so who would you be sharing your problems with?
And as a marriage couple, not exempted to other problem. One day I told to my own mother
Okay,
my problem. I know she's wanting to help me as her daughter because I'm far away. And as a parent, I'm worried about the children,
hmm.
the daughter. So I started to her what my problem is. In our culture, they say you are married now, so you need to fix your own problem.
Okay, which is good advice, eh?
Yeah, and also that problem
Mhm.
that you get that you need to have to sort it fix that problem because not like before you're not married because parents also able to help you because that um you're the only one to what we call it they only protecting you until you're married and they said your problem is your own responsibility.
Yeah. Okay, so that I think would be the normal situation in the West as well.
Yeah,
You would go and speak to your parents, but ultimately, that if you're in a part of a marriage, that problem needs to be sorted out within the marriage.
yeah,
Okay, but we're talking about like other general things, that dealings that you have with your extended family now. So you kind of speak to all these people, okay, and why what is the purpose of this? Is it to have this transparency? For instance, I'm just trying to relate it to our relationship. When I met you, the whole family had to get involved. Now, why was that important? Why did the aunts and uncles and aunties and grannies and everybody? Was that just to make sure that there's transparency?
yeah.
That
In our culture, remember, culture they have to know what's your standing as a foreigner, and they want to know if you are a good man. No, it's if you're not, you do not give it to your daughter or your son to be with you. So they secured that
okay.
even you far away,
Ah,
take your daughter or son to other country. They wanted to know that they are safe to your hand.
okay,
That's it.
okay. And I suppose if they weren't all involved, and maybe just your mom and dad were involved, and something was to go wrong,
Yeah,
then your mom and dad would be in big trouble, wouldn't they?
yeah,
The family would maybe start gossiping about it. But if they were all involved and they all met you or the foreigner, then there would be no reason if something even did go wrong, because everybody saw the person and
yeah,
accepted that person or rejected.
yeah. Especially me when I first chatting to Jonathan in online. I need to share with my family that I had a fiance. This is his old, what he's where he's from. So if they know that I had a fiance, they um quickly to give you advice. What's decision that is fit for you to to make sure that you had a right hand. That fiance gonna take care of you even you're far away. That's my family, my far from family that they want to know about it. That my whole family, not only mother and father siblings, but they our culture they want to know about it.
Yeah, I know, and I understand this because I kind of was part of that. I while we were was that while I was dating Grace before we got married, those 6 weeks, we had four chaperones
Yeah,
from four different families, but all part of her family, and obviously they were feeding back information to their parents.
yeah,
But it was quite difficult for me. You're dating somebody, you've just met her in the sense, in a physical sense, and you've got these four chaperones wherever you go, and they feeding off information to the relatives about me. So I understand what she's saying. I suppose it's part of that transparency. It's a part of that protection. Hey,
yeah,
okay, so that's actually quite a good thing, isn't it? So the last kind of aspect is this: if there's a case of need, who's responsible? So you got this huge family. It's like a tree, like all these branches and these
yeah.
leaves, and but it's this hierarchy, this pyramid. So who's responsible should there be some issue within the family, like maybe some emergency. Who would jump in? Would everybody be responsible to help out?
First of all, if they somebody what's happened to you, first of all, mom and dad.
Okay.
Then after, um, they telling to another our another family so they can help me to fix that problem.
All right. So that's if you're one of the children, your mom and dad would kick in. But what happens if it's the mom or dad?
Auntie, uncle, that's it.
Okay.
Grandma, grandpa.
And would it be more the people that are working? Because if there's some financial cost to it,
Yeah.
so it'd be the who would the burden fall upon? Would it fall upon those that are working, or is it just everybody must just make a plan and help?
Um, I think everybody makes a plan and
Everybody, eh?
yeah,
Okay. All right. So that's quite something for if you're a foreigner to understand that you are marrying one person, but in some ways you kind of being responsible for many. However, you do fall within that hierarchy that the yous need to look after the elderly.
yeah,
All right, so the working look after those who are older, but obviously if you're in a position to help out, which you always would want to do, wouldn't you?
yeah,
If there's a need, if you can help out some way. Obviously, when you're far away like we are, like the other side of the world, it makes it a lot easier because we probably don't hear the day-to-day issues that people are facing, where
yeah,
they don't have rice, or they don't have sugar, or they don't have this, or they don't have that. We don't have those issues because we don't hear all that,
yeah,
small news. We only hear the big stuff when there's some death, or there's a funeral, or
mm,
there's a hospital bill, or whatever. That's when we hear about it, but we don't ever hear about the day-to-day issues. So it's quite nice when you far away, because I can imagine if you're close by, you would hear all the news.
yeah,
And we're talking, and let me just demonstrate. I mean, when I went to go see her grandmother, it's in a, I keep saying Bongarai, is it Bungar?
barangay.
Barangay, the barangay. So I went to this barangay, but literally I just thought we were going to go to her house, not understanding that this family kind of makes up the whole Bongarai. So wherever I walked, the little kids that I was playing and talking to and giving sweets to, they all part of my family now.
Mm,
And then, people were calling Grace from this door, and you went next door, and they all knew Grace. And I said, they can't all be your family because we walked around the block. There was just more. Either side of the street. Just, they can't, because now I was thinking, oh, that we want to have a wedding. But
yeah,
everybody wanted to come. But there's just millions. So, it's quite hard to think that that's all her family. That's kind of how she views them, as equal, and she feels as responsible to the one as to the other. So when you're marrying a Filipina, just think about that quite seriously. You're marrying into quite a large network. Now, I could understand if you're living there, that could be quite a safeguard,
yeah,
because it means everybody in that Bongarai is basically your family. You're not going to have a problem, are you?
no,
Other than the fact that if you're perceived to be the one with some money, you're going to be the first person they run to for help. So it could get expensive. So that's a bit of insight into when you marry a Filipina, understand her family and what it means to her. Right?
yeah.
All right. So that was just our 2 cents worth today. And we hope you enjoyed it. And if you've got any thoughts, any comments, please let us know.
Just like
Just like,
subscribe,
okay, guys.
and if you want something to us about our blog, just comment below. And also, don't forget to click our YouTube channel. Click, and please, guys, support us so I can go home.
Oh,
Joke.
goodness. Right. All right. I thought you were quite happy. I mean, there's a beautiful garden you're sitting in here.
The problem here,
What's it?
because there where I live, all around you is
Family.
bicycle, roaster,
Mm,
motorbike, noisy motorbike, and people walking go to on market. But here,
it's too quiet.
like a dead dog.
Yeah, you can hear yourself thinking, yeah, hey?
Yeah,
You can hear the grass growing here. But it's good for you.
it's noisy if I sing.
Yeah. Yeah, if she sings, like everybody opens their windows and they're wondering where this sound is coming from. She loves to do her karaoke. All right. All right, guys. Nice chatting.
Okay.
We'll see you tomorrow. Keep well.
Bye.
Bye.